Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. In today's video I would be talking about the things as that I have learned as a 19-year-old. To be frank, that day I was scrolling through, I was looking at the dates, and then I realized that I in 1 month I won't be an 18-year-old, and I would be entering to the last year of my teenage. So yeah, that felt a bit of nostalgic. Like, to be frank, yeah, it is kind of undigestible for every one of us to digest the fact that we are growing up and we are heading towards our adulthood and everything. So basically, in this video we would be talking about the things that I have learned from the part from this part of my journey, because so far I think all have learned a lot. Like, in the past 3 years, the COVID years, they were the most life changing for every one of us have learned a lot of new things. Realizations have occurred to every one of us, like, in general. So I think that the the kind of person I was 3 years back is completely different from what I am today. Like, if I look back, or if the 11th standard or the 16-year-old myself would look at me now, I think I would be pretty proud of myself what I am. Even though I have not achieved my dreams of getting to a good college or the prestigious colleges which I have always dreamed of, but still I've managed that thing of like not getting into it, that failure pretty well. So I guess I am learning a lot of things. Managing failure is the most important thing that I have learned so far. So this would be my first point, that accept your failures. Yeah, it is really very important to accept your failures, because they teach you a lot of things. Like, if I would have gone to a college that I always wanted to, so I wouldn't have worked that hard that I am working now. Still, I'm not getting any results, but let's see what future holds. But I'm not giving up unless and until I, you know, find something that satisfies me. So I think that this attitude or this thing is really important, while you should implement this in your life. And a small reminder for everyone, in this video whatever I speak is not the complete truth or the complete thing, or I may be wrong somewhere, or the my perspective about these things may change in future, because like, it's just 19 years of my life, right? It's said that every single decade you change yourself. So maybe after 30 years, or maybe after 10 years, when I'm 30 or 29, my perspective about life would be completely different or the same. I can't guarantee it. So yeah, that's it. This video I'm making is for me to look back and tell myself that be proud of yourself. Yeah. The second point, according to me, which is important, is respect your parents. Not only you, they are also getting old. They also need someone to rely on, or they also need your support, because they don't have anyone apart from you in their lives, and they have always trusted you and given everything to you. So I think you should respect your parents. I'm not saying that you should be completely indulge in them. No, not at all, not that thing. But at least ask them that how are they this particular day. So yeah, this would be the second thing. Is the third thing I would say is know your people. Yeah, if we are talking about parents, then your company also matters. According to me, company is the most important thing. Like, right from our childhood, our parents tell us that be with the the prodigy kids, or the be with intelligent kids. My parents used to tell me that be with make friends with the toppers of the class, may be with toppers of the class. And yeah, that's what I used to do. I had my fourth standard best friend, and she was amazing. Like, I have learned a lot of things from her, and today also we talk, but not that we are not that much connected. But I literally have learned a lot of things from her, and thanks to her, who you are, and I love you. And now also the friends that I have in college, they are amazing. Like, they push me. Like, if I am sad about, like, I give a lot of competitions, and giving competitions means failing. Sometimes you succeed, sometimes you fail. And I have amazing friends who cheer me up every time. Like, third point is get passive income streams. Yeah, passive income streams is very important. Passive income means that you don't have to work upon it, but it gets automatically it is increased or something, like investing in stocks, mutual funds. I'm not saying that it's safe. That it has its own risks, but if you play safe and do some investing, so you would have that passive income stream. And doing it right from the starting is important, because after 10 years you would see the results and you will thank yourself, because your health insurance would be covered under this. So yeah, you should have that passive income streams. The fourth one would be making connections. I know everyone of you have already heard about making connections, but what exactly it is making connections? So making connections is something that you connect with the people in who are currently working in that company, who can give you referrals. Like, you can do this by LinkedIn. Make your LinkedIn profile attractive, and connect with the people who are already working in your dream companies. Like, some of you might have your dream companies as Amazon, some of you might have it as Google, and as they can give your referrals, and you can have an upper hand over other interviewees or the your peers who are applying for the same job. The next thing would be documenting yourself, like documenting whatever happens to you. This is important because you won't be remembering the fun memories. You would be remembering the brief points or the main points of it, like important points. But these small things, like bunking classes with your friends or doing a random shit, that is really very important. Like, that fun and that feeling is completely different when I remember my 10th standard days. That was the only time that I have had a major change in my the whole path. That 10th standard was the main thing. Now I think of it, I've forgotten a lot of things. Like, there were a lot of things I used to do with my friends, but now I remember only the major parts of it. The most of the small funs that we had, I have already forgotten, and they too have forgotten it. So make sure you document a lot of things. Like, if you now that you have your phone around with you. In 10th standard, we were not allowed to take our phones in school, but now that in college level, you are allowed to take your phone to your college, and you can document your friends. And you trust me, every one of us do a lot of crazy stuff in college. So make sure you document it all, so that growing up you would look back at the memories and you can feel those days again. I think the sixth point I would say is prioritizing yourself. Learn to say no, so that you don't end up doing things for others or favors for others that you never wanted to do. I had learned this. First, I was some people pleaser, but now I have learned to say no. Yeah, sometimes I still find it hard, but many a times do I do shit, like I say no. And this can also make you more close to people. Like, you would, after you prioritize yourself or your boundaries, you would know whom to help and whom to not, because and whom not to help, because you would know who are your people. And I think you get it, right? I think you get it. Like, we have that connection now, so you can get that point. I don't have to speak that out loud. So let's move on to the seventh point. So the seventh point I would say is planning your shit. Yeah, planning your shit is really very important. I have learned this. Like, at first I was like, oh, who do all these things, like plotting, making sticky notes, making notes, or writing it down, journaling it, planning your day beforehand. I was that kind of kid who never believed in all these things. I did random stuff the whole day, and ended up having no time and not getting my work done. But now that I know that I prioritize my things, or I make schedules, that makes me more productive, and it also helps me save a lot of time. Like, I'm doing this YouTube thing because of I have the schedules planned and I do stuff accordingly, and yeah, get time to hang out with my friends, as well as study, as well as do extracurriculars, and with the same time I can do YouTube also. So this has helped me a lot. I am suggesting you whichever way is suitable for you, like taking notes or sticking sticky notes. I have this panel. I have made a separate sticky notes panel where I put some of the things that I need to do that day. So yeah, you should try that. So my next advice would be okay with losing people. Yeah, at some point or the other, you will always lose people. There are a lot of changes in your surroundings, in your relationships with others, and that is completely normal. That does not mean that you are a bad person or that person who's leaving you is a bad person, but it is all it all depends on faith. And yeah, some point or the other, if someone has to leave, they will leave, and you should be completely okay with that, and take good things from that person and leave everything behind. And yeah, that's how life works, and you should move on and be someone. No one can stay with you forever. You should keep that in mind. And yeah, the next point is make effort to show people that you care about them, because you don't know what shit people are going through. No, a lot of people don't tell you that I am suffering from this, I am having this, or I am feeling like this. Most of the people, they don't tell you all these things, but if your one action would make them feel good, so why not? The next thing I would love to say for the 10th advice would be learn to say no. Saying no is important. I've already told you about. I guess I've already talked about it. Saying no, why saying no is important, so that you can prioritize the people you want to, or the people who are important to you, so you don't waste your time in other things and fake friends or something like that. You don't waste your time in fake friends, and you be with or do the things or help the people who you want to. So saying no is also important, and don't be afraid of saying no, that or be what people would think. You should not think about what people would think. This would be, I guess, the ninth advice, that you should not think about what people would think, and you should do whatever you want. That is important, and that should be how you live your life. My next piece of advice would be you should budget your expenses. Getting a good hold of your budget is important, because there are many things that you can do. Like, if we listed something down, if we list something down, then we could know that where we are lacking or what we need to cut out. So that budgeting will always, like, now you are in the phase where your parents give you pocket money, provide you pocket money, and you are wasting all of your pocket money in buying some stuff, that buying stuff in canteens, buying food in canteen. So that won't work. Like, you need to save that. Why your parents give you allowances is not only to waste them, but to teach you how to live your life with that small amount of money. Because as you grow up and you get jobs and you have a particular amount of money, that would be an allowance, that would be a kind of allowance given to you by the company, and you have to work your all your butts inside that company, inside that allowance only, that salary given to you. So budgeting is important for long run, and at the same time you should save that as well for your future use. I'm not saying that you should save every bit of it. You can save a little bit of, you can keep aside a little bit of it, and enjoy your life with the another part. And that's how you budget things and work with them. So yeah, that is also important. The next thing I would say is learn to apologize. Yeah, I'm not yeah, learning to apologize is really important. Like, not always you are wrong, or not always you are right. So whenever you feel that you are wrong somewhere, you should be shameless to apologize. Yeah, apologizing does not make you a less of a person, but it proves how self-aware or how humble you are. So apologizing is important if you feel that you are wrong. But if and letting go of people is also important if someone is genuinely sorry about what they did. So you should forgive them as a sorted human being that we all should be. I don't know how many of you are a sorted human being or consider yourself as a sorted human being, but you should genuinely accept the apologies if person is genuine enough, and you should always apologize to people who you feel that you have done wrong. So yeah, that would be my advice. I have completely lost the track of numbers. So yeah. My next advice would be talk to yourself. Talking to yourself is important as that gives you a wider perspective and makes and gives you a better understanding of what you who you are and what you really want. And yeah, and what you really want, and this is this is the this is the only way you can understand yourself. And so my next so my next very important advice would be, don't make decisions after 1 a.m. or 2 a.m. because we are emotionally the weakest at these points, and physically also. So you should not make any decisions after 1 a.m. or 2 a.m. because the decisions made after 1 a.m. or 2 a.m. are most of the time bad. Yeah, most of the time bad. So you should avoid taking decisions after 1 a.m. or 2 a.m. and s- sleep and then wake up in the morning, freshen up, and then think about it and then make a decision. This would increase the accuracy of your decisions by 1%, and you can save yourself from regretting some things afterwards. You would get it after you have those situations in your life, I guess. So my next piece of advice would be, take your words seriously. Like if you are a weeb and you have watched Naruto, so you would know that Naruto always says that I would never go back on my words, and that's my ninja way. So that should also be your ninja way, and you should never go back on your words, and you should always try to fulfill your promises so that it would make you trustworthy, and people would give you work or recognize you as a punctual person. And that is important when you go in the work culture, or else in generally also, in general way also, people around you would feel that you are punctual enough and they can trust on you. So yeah, this is important and you should keep that in mind. My next piece of advice would be, don't be too hard on yourself. It is life, shit happens, and some shit is out of your control. And yeah, I know there are regrets, like you, if you would have worked hard on something, then you would have achieved that. Yeah, there are regrets like these in everyone's life. Like I have that regret for my JEE preparation, and some of you might have that regret regarding other things, like that if I would have hit the gym, I would have got that goal. Like that's the kind of stuff. Some people have that kind of stuff, and some people have these kind of stuff according to the projects or something. But okay, it's completely fine. Don't be too hard on yourself on completely losing hope. And my next piece of advice would be, do scary things. Like from by scary things, I don't mean that you should go to graveyards and everything at night. You should go to graveyards at night. No, not at all. If you feel so, you can go. I'm not that damn daring or some people, that kind of person who would go to a graveyard at night. No, I get scared a lot. But doing scary things means that showing your talent, or doing something out of your comfort zone. Like I'm doing this YouTube thing out of my comfort zone. I was not able to talk with people, a lot of people. Now I can talk. I have a lot of friends, and I say it out everything loud. I was uncomfortable, or I was insecure to beatbox in front of people, but I did that, and I got praised up with that, and it really feels nice. You should see that, and after that, the confidence level boost that you get is phenomenal. Like you can't even express that. I can't even express that. And yeah, you should completely try new things, scary new things. So the last thing in all this topics, I guess this is the last, and this is the 19th point. I have covered all. I have lost the track of what I was, the point, the points. So the last one and the final one, the concluding point of this video, this long video. If you're watching till here, thank you very much. This is only the last point, and this is really very important. in every one of our lives we have a crush, right? Isn't it? So don't be afraid to say it out. Like you, at your deathbed, you should not have that regret in life that ka yaar, hush, I would have said that or confessed that this my feelings to that person. Yeah, you only have three outcomes in front of you. You like the worst case scenario, the best case scenario, and the average case scenario also, so you have all these three scenarios in front of you. So why to waste and why to regret it? Or you getting my point, right? So if you have crush or anyone or anything, if you have crush, so you should say it out loud, and you can see that relief that you get after saying this, and that is amazing. So yeah, you should say it out loud and let them know. Yeah, so that you don't have any regrets afterwards. So this concludes our video. I hope you guys liked it. Thank you so much for watching till here, if you are watching till here. And if you like this video or you find it informative, so do share with your friends, your friend circles, and consider subscribing this channel if you feel that my content is informative. Thank you very much, and I'll see you in the next video.